In the heart of a bustling city, the Apple Store stood as a beacon of sleek design and cutting-edge technology. Mark, an Apple enthusiast, secured a job at this iconic store, thrilled to be surrounded by the latest gadgets and innovation. Little did he know that his time at the Apple Store would soon transform into a chilling tale. On one fateful evening, Mark was assigned the late shift, a time when the store was eerily quiet, and the hum of electronic devices seemed to take on a haunting quality. As Mark assisted the last-minute shoppers, he noticed a peculiar figure lingering near the MacBook section. A man dressed in outdated attire stared intently at the MacBook Pro, a model long since replaced by newer versions. Ignoring the odd encounter, Mark continued with his duties. However, as the night progressed, strange occurrences unfolded. iPhones spontaneously started playing unsettling tunes, reminiscent of an eerie melody from a bygone era. The ambient lighting dimmed, casting an otherworldly glow across the sleek displays. A customer approached Mark, claiming that their Apple Watch had received a mysterious message with cryptic symbols. Mark, puzzled, attempted to troubleshoot the issue, but the symbols seemed to defy any logical explanation. Meanwhile, the strange man in outdated attire continued to roam the store, his presence casting an unsettling shadow. As the closing hour neared, Mark and his fellow employees felt an inexplicable chill in the air. iPhones vibrated simultaneously, all displaying the same haunting message: remember the roots, embrace the past. The message appeared on every screen, from iPhones to iMacs, creating an eerie synchronicity that sent shivers down their spines. With a sense of foreboding, Mark approached the mysterious man, intending to ask if he needed assistance. But as he reached out, the man's face turned toward him, revealing hollow eyes that seemed to hold a multitude of untold stories. The room fell silent, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the man vanished into thin air. The store returned to its normal state. As if nothing had happened, Mark and his colleagues exchanged bewildered glances, questioning the reality of the surreal encounter. From that night on, the Apple Store employees spoke of strange happenings during the late shifts, whispers of ghostly messages on devices, inexplicable shadows, and the haunting figure in outdated attire became part of the store's folklore. The legend of the true Apple Store horror story persisted, a tale that left an indelible mark on those who dared to work in the technological haven when the world slept. In the heart of the city, where sleek skyscrapers touched the sky, the Apple Store stood like a modern cathedral of technology. Emma, an avid Apple devotee, landed a dream job at this technological mecca. Eager to be immersed in the latest gadgets and innovations, little did she know that her tenure at the Apple Store would soon become a spine-chilling narrative. One ominous night, when the moon hung low and the city's buzz dwindled, Emma found herself assigned to the closing shift. The dimming lights within the store cast an otherworldly glow on the meticulously arranged iPhones, MacBooks, and Apple Watches. As the last-minute customers drifted away, a peculiar figure caught Emma's eye, an elderly man clad in attire from a bygone era, as if he had stepped out of a vintage photograph. Attempting to dismiss the unease settling in, Her gut, Emma continued her routine duties. However, as the witching hour approached, the store seemed to come alive with an unsettling energy. iPhones began emitting ghostly melodies. MacBooks flickered with phantom images, and the air vibrated with an intangible presence. Emma's colleague, Jake, approached her with a bewildered expression, his Apple Watch displaying an enigmatic message that seemed to defy logical explanation. Embrace the roots, rediscover the past. It read, leaving them both perplexed. Meanwhile, the elderly man meandered through the store, his eyes fixed on devices that were light years ahead of his time. As the clock struck midnight, the once familiar surroundings transformed into a surreal dreamscape. Neon lights flickered and hand out, casting dancing shadows across the sleek Apple products. Whispers echoed through the store, fragments of conversations from a bygone era, intertwined with the hum of the latest Apple technologies. In a daring attempt to unravel the mystery, Emma approached the elderly man. His eyes met hers, revealing a depth of wisdom and sorrow that transcended time. Before she could utter a word, the man's translucent figure dissolved into the ether, leaving behind a lingering chill. The store reverted to its normal state, but the unsettling aura remained. Colleagues exchanged nervous glances, haunted by the ghostly encounter. The legend of the Apple Store's spectral inhabitant spread like wildfire among the employees, becoming a cautionary tale passed down from one shift to the next. Subsequent late shifts brought more spectral phenomena, chorus of phantom footsteps, unexplained device malfunctions, and ghostly message that appeared on screens when the world outside slept. The once hallowed Apple Store had become a realm where the technological present collided with the mysterious echoes of the past. Emma, forever changed by the experience, continued to work at the Apple Store. Her perspective forever shifted between the cutting-edge technology of the present and the lingering spirits of the past. The tale of the true Apple Store horror story persisted, weaving itself into the fabric of the store's identity, an enigma that lingered long after the lights dimmed and the city embraced the serenity of the night. Amidst the gleaming cityscape, where technological marvels intertwined with urban brilliance, lay the iconic Apple Store, a sanctuary for innovation and sleek design. John, an ardent tech enthusiast, secured a coveted position at this haven of cutting-edge technology, excited to be part of the ever-evolving world of Apple. Little did he know that his journey at the Apple Store would transcend the realm of the ordinary, venturing into the eerie corridors of the supernatural. It was a peculiar evening, the air tinged with the mystic energy. As John found himself scheduled for the closing shift, the store, usually bustling with activity, now assumed an uncanny stillness. The soft hum of iPhones and the glow of MacBooks created an otherworldly ambience, setting the stage for an extraordinary encounter. As the final customers concluded their purchases and exited, John noticed a figure lingering in the peripherals, an elderly gentleman, donned in attire reminiscent of a bygone era. His eyes, however, gleamed with an uncanny familiarity with the sleek Apple devices that surrounded him, an anachronism in the modern technological tapestry. Attempting to dismiss the sense of foreboding settling in the atmosphere, John carried on with his routine tasks. Yet, As the hands of the clock edged towards midnight, the store underwent a metamorphosis. iPhones emitted ghostly melodies. iPads displayed apparitions of long-forgotten applications, and the air resonated with whispers that seemed to transcend temporal boundaries. Approaching his colleagues, John discovered that they, too, were grappling with inexplicable phenomena. Apple Watches delivering messages in cryptic codes, iMacs flickering with ghostly images, and the mysterious figure weaving through the displays as if dancing through the annals of time. The heart of the Apple Store became a nexus where the past and present collided, creating a spectral symphony that only those working the late shift could witness. Neon lights pulsated in tandem with the ethereal energy, casting enigmatic shadows on the gleaming surfaces of the Apple products. In a daring attempt to confront the inexplicable, John approached the elderly gentleman. Their eyes met, and in that moment, a silent understanding passed between them, a communion of the present and a distant past. Without uttering a word, the elderly figure dissipated into the ethers, leaving behind an indelible impression on John's consciousness. As the clock struck midnight, the store reverted to its familiar state, but the residual energy lingered. Colleagues exchanged perplexed glances, and whispers of the ghostly encounter echoed through the Apple Store's hallowed halls. The legend of the spectral guardian of the Apple Store became an intrinsic part of the employees' folklore, a tale shared in hushed tones during late-night shifts. Subsequent evenings brought forth more spectral phenomena, a chorus of phantom footsteps, flickering lights synchronized with spectral whispers, and messages that materialized on devices with a cryptic urgency. The Apple Store had become a nexus between the technological present and the enigmatic echoes of the past. John, forever marked by the ethereal encounter, continued his journey within the confines of the Apple Store. The tale of the true Apple Store horror story persisted, transcending the boundaries of the anecdote to become an integral part of the store's identity, a story whispered in reverence and trepidation as the city outside slept and the Apple devices stood sentinel to the mysteries that unfolded within.